Hello and welcome to my podcast. Today we have a very special guest, Jyoti Gidwani, an engineer by profession and a life coach, author, and spiritual enthusiast by passion. So I want to learn so much about her and her journey and what all she teaches us and how she can help us. So let's go ahead. Welcome, Jyoti ji. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you, Neeti ji. Thank you so much for having me here. And I hope our sharing will bring, a lot of insights and breakthroughs for our viewers.
Absolutely. So when I start, I always start with setting an intention. So let's set that intention together. That way,
Yes,
whoever is listening to this podcast, you know, get the answers that they want and get the motivation and inspiration to go ahead and take that action that they've been holding back on. So yeah, may this help whoever is listening. That's
sure,
the
sure,
intention.
sure.
All right, so let's just dive in and start with a little bit with your professional journey, from engineering to life coach, spirituality. How did all that happen?
Okay, so I did my engineering. I worked for some years. After that, I quit due to some personal setbacks. And then I used that time period, the time of crisis, for learning. So during my school days, we had yoga classes in our school, say in ninth standard. So in ninth standard, I purchased my first book of yoga from some spiritual place. So that's how the seed was sown. And then after my marriage, we moved to a complex where we had yoga classes. So I got a chance to learn yoga from my teacher. And then I had made some drawings, hand drawn figures about the yoga steps along
Right.
with the breathing pattern and all that.
Okay.
So my teacher loved it, and then he referred me to Guruji's ashram. So from there, I did a yoga teachers training course. I also did my yoga teachers training course from the Santa Cruz Yoga Institute. And then when I finished the course, I mean, in the process when I was, appearing for my exams and all, our uh, our yoga institute Guruji's material was all in Gujarati. So for my exam, obviously I couldn't write Gujarati. I could read a bit of it because my maternal grandmother was in Gujarat. So every vacation we used to visit and we used to, try to
Okay.
read something. So from Gujarati text, I made my notes and along with the figures, I created some material for myself, which Guruji loved, and he expressed his desire. What if we could have a book in Hindi too? So that was my inspiration and motivation. And within a month, I created a book, bilingual, self-published book on yoga.
Yes,
And
amazing.
and then I showed it to him, and he said that we can distribute this book very well from ashram premises. So I gave the copyrights to them, and
Yeah,
last 25, 26 years, they have been printing, and all the monetary benefits have been going to the ashram.
amazing. And it's still being published.
Yes, yes. In fact, we have to work on the sequel, part two, part three, and so on.
That is truly amazing. And you illustrated all by yourself.
Yes, thanks. When we have a purpose, things just happen. You are not the doer, you are just a channel.
You're
So,
surrendered to the cause. Amazing. So, since then, this was your first book somehow, which you illustrated and translated as well. So, from there, how many books have you written so far?
so after that, there was a long gap. As I said, I had my personal setbacks and all. I had miscarriages, and then there was a big gap basically. So during lockdown, um, I did my life coaching. So that was the time I had to write my second book. And that's when I realized that I've already written a book. I'm not a first time author. So then during lockdown, the journey started again. And in between, the period was, dedicated to family, my child. So this is how there was a long gap in writing. So
Correct.
after that, I have done two more solo books. One is a poetry book, um, which was like a 21 days challenge I did. My Muse and Me, a soulful expression. And then I did a comic book. And both
Okay.
these books have got awards. The comic book is a Power of the Manifestation Formula, Power of Thoughts app. And these two books have got awards, Emily Dickinson Award and Poet of the Year and Comic Book of the Year Award at Kolkata Literary Carnival.
Wow. Okay. Amazing. So,
And
side by side, you were also getting into your journey as a coach along with being an author.
yes, yes. So along with my coaches, I have written two books, which are in, one of the book is called Grail, Take Your Life Right with Purpose. So
Okay.
this book has been written by 40 coaches across 3 continents and 6 countries. And there's another book called Me No Pause. This is
Mhm.
again written by authors from 7 countries.
Okay.
So India, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, New Zealand, UK, Sweden, Norway. So we are spread across different continents. So these are real life stories about the grit and determination.
Right. Superb. So you have worked with some of the most amazing people across world
Yeah,
and got that
thankfully I got an
exposure.
opportunity to work with uh, authors who are in different countries, so international presence. So my
Yes.
books have basically reached more than 14 countries.
Yes. Amazing. That's great. So, I want to learn a little bit about the courses that you teach and which one is like the closest, most special to you. I want to know.
Okay, I teach a manifestation course. So basically, the term power of thoughts app is coined by me. So when we talk about technology, it's all about apps, 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 right? So in fact, we humans have a very important app here that is called Thoughts app. Now, why was the power of Thoughts app given to us? There is a reason. Because in this creation, humans, we can say we are the smartest of all because we have the power to think, grow, and evolve. We all have desires, and these desires are important for us to grow and evolve in a way.
Yes.
So, in order to grow and evolve and manifest our desires, we have to use this capacity, this capability of thinking positively. Because in manifestation, we have to use all of this power. So this is something very close to my heart, and I work with uh, mother and children together because mother, I believe, is very powerful individual in this world. Mother brings a child to this world, and this combination can work wonders. And together we can make this world a better place to live.
Absolutely.
So manifestation course is very close to me. And then apart from that, I work with children. So I teach early childhood education courses. And I
Okay.
have seen like this journey started with my daughter, and
Yeah.
I saw the potential in her, and I was amazed. So my daughter gave me my vision and mission. My children
Yeah.
have given me my vision and mission to tap their full potential. So what I did with my daughter, I have worked in the same way with more than 100 kids.
Amazing.
And I've seen their journey, some of the kids whom I started teaching from nursery days, now they are in 10th, ninth, and 10th. I can see their progress.
And they've been applying that to their life.
Yes, yes. It's a very
Yes.
satisfying journey. It has
Yeah,
been a very
definitely.
satisfying journey.
I can understand. So, would you like to share a few examples of few of the manifestations that you and even your daughter, you have some very interesting examples if you would like to share?
Okay, there was very recent example. So this is 25 going on. So in 23, we visited US
Yes.
on our own. It was a family
Ah,
trip. So unfortunately, we couldn't visit Disney because the park was overbooked. And it was a sad, sad part of our life that we traveled so far and we just
mm,
couldn't do it. So then I told my daughter that let's manifest it. Now, US trips are not, you don't go very often.
yeah.
So next year, again, my husband's conference was there in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And the time was clashing with her school. So I said, let's manifest it. And it so happened that our school schedule changed. The holiday
Oh,
Timing changed, and
uh,
that's how we could go again, back to back in 2 years, within a year, I would say.
yeah,
So this was
amazing.
an amazing manifestation which my daughter understood, and she still keeps talking about it. And my recent manifestation is that I put on my vision board about podcasting, and I had a
Yes,
session in JW Marriott with Team LIC and Women's Network. So I created a board, to show them. And while they were sitting, the board was, being seen by everybody. So this board was by mistake. I left it behind because I had two, three bags to carry. And my friend took the board to her office. It was lying in her office, and still it manifested from August
amazing.
to January within a span of few months. And I got into podcasting. So it is that powerful if we
Yes.
don't have that doubt in our mind.
And once you put it out there in the universe, in written, in vision, that really adds to the power.
True, true. It's kind of broadcasting. The signals are going up.
I truly believe in that too. In fact, we have been unconsciously manifesting all our life. We just didn't know it.
True, true.
Now, if we do it consciously, more responsibly, it's better for us and the world. So,
Correct.
talking about responsibly, I was curious to know that is there a way to kind of misuse the manifestation power, and how can we kind of manifest responsibly and to in a safer way?
We cannot misuse, because when we are manifesting, we are aligning ourselves. There are a lot of
Mm.
things happening within our mind, within our brain. The brain waves are functioning in that manner. So we cannot harm anybody, because
Correct.
the minute we think of harming anybody, we will be not aligned. Another thing is, for our own safety and for our own, experience, I would say, that we need to surrender to the higher power. Once we have a desire, we have expressed it to the divine forces, then we
Mm.
should surrender. That,
Yeah.
like, we should have that prayer in our mind: God, let it happen only if it is beneficial for me as well as for humanity.
Yes, that's what we need to understand, that manifestation is not just about fulfilling our desires.
True,
That's how I meant by being responsible. That has to be holistic. The vision has
true,
to be holistic in service of society as well, not just for our gain. So
true, true.
that's what people really need to understand. I think the
I
intention behind it should be right.
Correct.
That's very
I love this quote by Dr. Alana, Mohammed Alana. खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि खुदा हर फैसले से पहले बंदे से पूछे, बता तेरी रजा क्या है. So we have to reach that level of purity.
correct. So that is also what you teach, because I know a lot of people talking about manifestation. It's very materialistic that I have seen, but your way is different. It's more towards spirituality and
True.
becoming that person, aligning ourselves with the higher power, so that automatically our goal and that highest goal aligns.
Aligns.
I
True.
think that is the true way.
True, true. Because body is a channel, right? And we have to align with the universal forces. So unless we cleanse ourselves, how is the energy going to flow inside our body?
Correct. Okay. So I also want to know a little bit about what is your daily ritual? What are the activities that you on a daily basis carry on to keep yourself sane and energized, to keep
Okay.
your flow going?
Okay. So I belong to one of the 1947 partition families. Ours is a story from riches to rags. We got a rich legacy in terms of hard work, patience, perseverance, attitude of gratitude, and surrender. So these things have been with us since childhood. I have spent a lot of time with grandparents. I would hear these words like, Shukr hai Bhagwan tera. Thank you, thank you. So I could see that thankfulness. So these are ingrained in us. We are programmed that way. So one best thing that I would say is gratitude.
Yes.
Whatever you are, wherever you are, offer gratitude. Then forgiveness, keep yourself light. So one has to travel light. Very often we carry fixed deposits of pain and trauma with us. and we make
Yes.
ourselves heavy. So we have to travel light, we have to let go, forgive, surrender to the higher forces in order to manifest. I'll give you a small example. Suppose there's a balloon, those helium balloons which rise up. So now the balloon can rise up. If we attach a feather to it, it will still rise up. But we attach a, you know, 10 kg bag of feathers, will it still rise up? No, it won't. So in the same way, if we are carrying those grudges and the negative emotions of anger, hatred, jealousy, a whole lot of it, then our attention is only in that part. We are consuming our energy thinking the thoughts around the negative emotions. So it is very
Yes.
important to let go, forgive, surrender, and be in that happy state in order to manifest. So while I was doing my yoga teachers training, we had a beautiful quote. हमें अपने मन को हमेशा संतुलित रखना है, इसी में हमारा आत्मविकास समाया है. So one has to constantly remind oneself, ठीक है, ups and downs will come. So again, get yourself back in the positive and happy state.
Yes. And while it's easy to say, for some, it's very, very challenging. See,
It is
you really need an anchor to bring you back.
true,
So each one of us need to choose that anchor. Like for you, it's your yoga, meditation, your gratitude and manifestation exercises. We all need to kind of. So what according to you is like the simplest way you can just anchor yourself to bring yourself back from any state of mind?
Ho'oponopono has helped me a lot. I have been practicing it for many years. So this is one thing which has given me amazing breakthroughs. Even the money that people had borrowed has come back.
Mm.
Very
Okay.
often what happens with our hard-earned money and people are not returning it,
Yeah.
we feel very bad. We often, at times we even cry that it was my hard-earned money. And when it is bigger amounts, we feel that pain inside. So one major breakthrough that I got from Ho'oponopono was that our stuck money, which was five different parties, came back, and uh, two parties were such that court cases were involved. So something like that happening was a major breakthrough for me.
Okay. Okay. So is that like a different practice, part of manifestation?
Uh, it is a Hawaiian practice. So Dr.
Okay.
Hugh Lin gave us this practice in which we say four sentences. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So with
Okay.
this practice, we are, our subconscious has a lot of connections with the present life, previous lives. So in a way, we are just clearing our energies with this.
And you let go of that negative cord between you and the person that you're supposed to have a grudge with. You let go of
True,
that grudge and the negativity. So, yeah. So, in Buddhism practice, also, I've heard that you say thank you and you send good vibes to the person who's, maybe who's affected you in any way or who's supposed to make a important decision for you. So, just send good vibes or pray for them, and that really helps. So,
true,
I
true,
think it's something on those lines as well.
true, true. In
Just
fact,
clear the energy.
in every religion, in terms of spirituality, we have the practice of forgiveness and surrender.
Mhm. Yes.
So it's only about the practice that we do. As human beings, we tend to forget.
Yes.
So constantly we have to remind ourselves. So these are the rituals like pranayam, meditation, and in yoga we have, Ashtang Yoga, we have 8 steps. So yam niyam are the foundations, the do's and don'ts. So practicing truthfulness. So these are the basic things which we are, largely we are diverting away from these principles.
Yes. I think the basic always remains the same in all
Yes.
practices.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you stick to the basics, I think you're sorted. No,
Correct.
no complication required. That's what I've understood after doing so many advanced practices. I think I always like to stick to the basics.
True, true. You yourself are a healer. So, the foundation has to be strong to build up on it. Yeah.
Yes. And then we need to remind ourselves also constantly.
Correct,
We
correct.
go to the fancy practices and we forget basic, okay. basic is always let go, prioritize yourself, and just
True.
be with yourself for a while. So amazing. And okay, so I wanted to know that being a coach, being an author, I know your journeys are going side by side, and you're doing so many more things. How does both the things align? How are you kind of using them in a complementing way?
Okay. So coaching is again a beautiful journey. As humans, we have desires. So it's better to remain connected with the universe in a positive way. So as we know that the universe works on the principle of duality, there is light on one side, darkness on other side, happiness, sadness. So think of an example of a switch. We can either switch it on or off. So what is better to stay connected in a positive way or a negative way? So this is one example I constantly remind myself that we have to stay connected in a positive way if we want to manifest and have a beautiful life for ourselves.
Right. Okay. Okay. So this is actually the core of it all. But sometimes people are not able to kind of switch so easily, or even acknowledge that they need to switch, change something. Have you come across some difficult cases, and what has kind of held people back, and how have you been able to get them over that?
So I'll give you my example. So there was a phase of life where ups and downs are there. So I would get engrossed in that loop of thinking negativity or low, I would say. Fortunately, I belong to a family where we had never heard the word depression. So
Uh,
I have been a fighter. My community has been a fighter in spite of going through multiple traumas. Like, we had to leave our motherland. Then there was trauma of being killed in the riots. And then there was trauma of keeping children and elderly safe. There was trauma of protecting the dignity of female members. Then there were no houses for us when we came here, no jobs, no employment, no business. We had to start from scratch. Even the education of children, I mean, my parents was disrupted. So despite of that, we had never heard this word depression in our life. So we have been kind of groomed in a way that get up and fight one more time. So that is the attitude one has to have, despite of falling in the low phase, again get up. Because life is not a straight line. It is only in unfortunate cases we see that
yes,
in
yes,
ICUs
absolutely not.
that it's going
Yes,
straight.
ab-
So when it goes up and down, we have to be ready and prepared that get up one more time. And my mother has been a great inspiration. Every time we fall a bit, so she says, get up one more time, get up one more time. So this is how
so
we have to inspire ourselves and each other.
correct. So that's why you also focus on moms, because the environment in the home is really, really helpful for the kid. It's not just the kid's activity.
Truth,
It's the whole family when it comes together. That's what goes into, like,
truth.
people often say it takes a village. It really does.
Yes.
And so
Moreover,
yeah, I
children show a very high potential in initial years,
yes,
and slowly there's a dip. So it is that phase when mother can really help them.
yes,
That teenage phase as it comes, and nowadays all the more difficult due to digital devices.
yes.
So it is that time when family, when they meditate together, they make their vision board together, when the real help is offered to the children.
I think that's what you focus on.
Yeah, so
Them
it
working together
aligns.
as a family, so that
It,
their vision aligns, their
yeah.
activities align. I think that's the greatest way to work.
So it
Yes,
aligns my vision and mission. I want to see my country as the Vishwaguru again, and it is
amazing,
the next generation that we have to work on.
amazing. I love that mission. And wow, it's been amazing, and I've had some amazing learnings. And
And one
so,
more thing I want to add that the concept of Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So all life is one. Not only human beings, but all life is one. So at quantum level, we all are connected. So we have to see life, we have to see the humanity or our earth from that level. And for
Okay.
that, we have to work for our Mother Earth also.
Yes.
So I'm also involved in eco projects like tree plantation. So we have started some plantation projects in Himalayan region.
Okay. Amazing. And yeah, I know you are actually a kind of a bank of experiences and knowledge. And every time I learn something new, from you or about you, which is really, really interesting. So I want to kind of end with one final message or something that you want people out there to ponder upon or, stay with that you think is the
Okay,
way to
so
go.
I'll connect it with two or three things.
Yeah.
One is be karma conscious because karma is the only currency that we are going to take up with us. Yeah. And then be true to yourself. That self belief and self love, we have to work on it in order to manifest.
Yes.
And we have to work for our environment, work on our children, because ultimately it's not what kind of resources are we going to leave for our kids, it is what kind of children are we raising to sustain life on earth. So that
Correct.
awareness is very important.
There's actually a holistic vision, like both ways. I love
True.
that. And I truly love your energy and your ever smiling face. And with that calmness, I'm sure when you say something, people actually listen.
Thank you so much, Niti.
I love that. I really had a great time. And I really want to kind of keep asking you to come again and keep sharing and letting our listeners get that spiritual and essence from you. So thank
Sure.
you so much for taking this time
Thank
and
you, Niti. The vibes are mutual. We are working on the similar lines. So
yeah,
it was
that's
really
that's
nice.
why I think it's so easy to connect and talk about these things because it's both our passions, and I think we can go on and on for hours.
True.
But we'll take this pause for now because it's really amazing and necessary to process this much. And I'm sure we'll bring some many more gems in the future. Thank you
Sure.
so much for being here.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much for inviting me on your podcast. Thank you so much.